Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with Princess Leia.
You think you're funny?
She didn't give it up again this weekend, boys and girls. Took her to a hotel and everything. But she said I have to come back and do some work. So here we are. And a warm welcome to one and all. And for those of you who have not seen us before, my name is Langers. I am the vocal talent that is the Scruffy Trader, and sitting next to me is the high-pitched squeal that is Wonder Wink. And why do I say that? Because she's made my ears burst this last couple of days. Thought it was really good. We decided to go away and we had a little mini break, didn't we, Milo?
We did.
And one of us had a little bit too much to drink. It was me. And she's been hawking on all the time. And you know, like when you're talking to a woman and like it's just incessant all the time. Ooh, it suddenly doesn't become words anymore. It's just like and
Sitting next to you.
we were having a coffee and we had this wonderful afternoon tea before we went off for an amazing meal, and the intellectual conversation was fantastic, but my ears are bloody bleeding. Right, sorry. What are we doing? Well, as normal, we having a good day. We have more good days than bad days in our house. Don't get me wrong, it is not a perfect lifestyle. We do not have the perfect life. We do not have the perfect kids. We do not have the perfect house. But I've got the perfect wife.
Oh.
Ta-da!
You have caused confusion and delay, and terrible trouble to my trousers.
That's what's called getting out of jail free. But today is only fools rush in. So what could that be? Well, it's non-farm payroll, and it's going to start in around half an hour's time, 1:30. And I haven't done much today. In fact, I've done nothing apart from sober up, pull myself together and come home from the hotel.
Good day, then, eh?
It was a great day. Fortunately, the hotel wasn't very far away from where we live. Hey.
Matron, take them away.
Nice place. I recommend it if you want to go and have a little jolly. And we do that from time to time. You know, you say, right, I'm sick, we're going for a jolly, and we'll have a night over, a nice meal, and just enjoy it. And that's what your life should be about. Enjoy your life every day. And even if it's just a mundane thing from a little cup of coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. It brings you pleasure. And that pleasure gives you the strength to fight the markets. Because if you're stressed and you're hassled, you will be a fool and you will rush in, you'll panic, you make mistakes. And today is, well, let's just say it's a day that if you make a mistake, it'll hurt you. Non-farm payroll is one of the most dangerous days of the year to trade. Of the month to trade, rather. And I'm going to show Winky exactly why. So I'm going to pull up a chart around 1:30, and you'll be able to watch the trade come out. Now, as we're going through it, I'm going to have Wink say what she's going to do at this point, because she's trying to learn how to do this. Now, I'll take the trade, but it'd be interesting to see kind of my take on it against Wink's take on it. Who knows? We'll find out at 1:30.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay, boys and girls, we're back. Still got my coffee, and if all goes to plan, change this for a beer later on this afternoon. Bit of hair the dog. Why? Don't outstay your welcome on non-farm day. As I said, it's a dangerous market, and it's one of the few that can throw a market and change its direction. Normally there's a big spike, and then it'll carry on with the normal trend. A day like today can turn it, so you've got to be a bit careful. All right, so I'm going to flick the screens on because it is coming up to past, and we're going to start. It's currently all mapped out. Now, not expecting any of these levels to hold. They're just levels I've had in all week. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick over, and we're just going to watch the trade through, and hopefully it won't take too long. Whoop, there we go. There is your spike. So twink.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we can see that it's screaming short. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got to be really careful. And what's going to happen is, well, you tell me. You can see the momentum coming into the market. What do you think? Which direction do you think we should go? Now you can see the bigger picture. See, it's moving down, and there's a huge thing. So, where do you think we should be? Come on, quick.
Up.
You want to go up?
I think it'll.
You think it's going up?
I think it will.
Correct.
Why haven't we got the wiggly lines on?
You don't need any indicators today.
Why?
The market accelerates so quickly. As you can see this here, the volatility is coming in. Boom. Right? And it'll drop horrendously. All indicators will be thrown out. It won't, because indicators are lagging. It won't keep up with the speed of the movement of the market. And it'll just throw them out. So it'll give you a false signal. Alright? So what you need to do is actually rely on the price movement itself. Okay? So the rule of thumb is to kind of watch it initially. If you jump into the market now, you will basically be chasing. You'll be chasing the market. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to flick it over because we'll be pretty quiet for the next 3 or 4 minutes, but I'll just leave it running as real time, and
What'll be that quick?
It'll be done in 10-15 minutes, hopefully. All right, so I'll just put the banner on, put a bit of music on so you can listen to it, or you can listen to us chunter on, whichever way. But we'll leave it. But what we'll do is I'll just let it set because I want to see this candle finish before make a decision as to when to the market. Okay. Okay, so we can see that it's pushing down.
Yeah.
What we want is, well, it's hard to answer that. Winks just asked how many pips do we go for. In any trade, there's no real fixed criteria. You get what you can.
Right.
Right, is the rule of thumb. Your stop protects the account. That's all it does. Your profit is just what you can get out of it. Think about the factory. Think about the way we used to buy and sell things. You know, there might have been an RRP, but we discounted that RRP and we got what we well, as much as we could. right? But it was based on what the market conditions were at the time. We're doing the same thing here. All right, right. So what we're going to do now is that's that first 5 minutes over, and we probably not quite. You see how it's still trying to push through, and when we're looking at the map it blew through the levels, it's stalled bang on a mark that I pre-marked. You see it? Mm-hmm. Stalled dead on that level. So your levels are key. All right. Now what we're waiting for is an ignition in the opposite direction. All right. And that is about here. Now, because we're looking for a quick return, instead of going in with like sort of one position, we'll go in with like a slightly enhanced position. So instead of 5 quid, we're going with 10.
Right.
All right. If it goes against us, we'll then drop it into 5 and build a position back to that 10. All right. So it's about world building as well. So what we're looking to do, right, it's gone into market. Let's pick the order up. And we want to be out possibly around the yellow line. All right. You just literally want to be in and you want to be out. Okay. So what we're looking to achieve here is get out somewhere around here.
Right.
All right. Why? Because these are roadblocks. If it keeps on going, great. Let it get on with it. Don't chase the market. Never chase the market. And we'll be fine. So we committed to the trade. We're looking to get out around here, which about 100 quid if it comes in, and that'll do us. That's not bad for a few minutes work if it goes to plan. So we'll just let it run and I'll come back to you when it's finished. Okay, boys and girls, that's your trade complete. What we did was it went to the pip that I called, literally that level. It went up to this level, stopped dead. If I drop this to a 5 minute, you'll be able to see that. There it is there, to the pip. What I wanted to see, because I'm monitoring this on a 15-minute chart, is if it would break this level. If it broke that level, the next point was here and here. And that's why I took most of the money off and left a sliver running, just to see if it'll move up.
Right.
Catch a little bit extra of the trade, because I'd rather have 80% of a winner than 100% of a loser. Now, as soon as that came back down, as it is doing now, and it looked like it was going to go into negative, just kill it. You can always re-enter the market, right? So you can stop it out, take your pound, let the market jiggly pork reset, and then you can just re-enter and carry on with the trade. That way you're not sitting in drawdown too long. In fact, you're not sitting in drawdown at all, because as you saw with this trade, pick the order up, went in a single direction to target, and then just came back. And as it was coming back, kill it so it doesn't go into negative equity. And that way you're safe on non-farm payroll. It's the easiest and simplest way to do it. Yeah. But that's it, done. So we did 67 quid. All right, it's not the best trade in the world, but certainly not the worst. But what you got to remember is that was done in 11 minutes. So if you can tell me a job that'll pay you 67 quid for 11 minutes work, I'll go work there every day. Would you work for 67 quid?
For 11 minutes.
Yeah. Put the green bikini on.
You said green, it's cool.
Green, gold.
Yours is green. No mankini.
I did, yeah. I had a mankini on yesterday. Why? Because I'm stupid. Right. Now, that is an interesting point because it is going back up. So what we can do at this point is place an order in just here. Now this is like a little scalp, just back to there, and we're going to see if it'll bounce off that level again, just very quickly. Reason why I've done that is, look at the tail. You can see the tail. Whatever pressure was down seems to be slowing. In fact, it's slowed completely, and it could just pop back up. Now, if it can get me a few extra quid, well, we'll grab a few extra quid. So that's what we'll do. Now, you can also build positions into this. I go backwards on myself. Here, push that to there. Now again, right, so put 2 orders into the market. Watch for the bounce. Right, picks the other order up, and now we'll look for it to go back there, and then everything's a winner. But that will be it. First 15 minutes.
Right.
All right, because I'm prepared to sit on heat that long. And we'll just see. Okay. Okay, right, what we're looking at, you see how that tail isn't down where that tail is?
Yeah.
Right. The levels are telling you potential points where the market will go or has been. Right, so what support and resistance is. All right, and it helps your roadmap. If it's been there before, it'll go again. Now we've got to figure out what's happening with it. Well, that tail's there, but that tail under here, because it hasn't come down as far, that's telling you the pressure can still go to the upside, right? Because it hasn't had enough to push it down. The worrying point is the longer tail to the top and the short body, right? But there's also a long tail here. That tells you there's an imbalance. In other words, there's a fight. Nice. We're having a good old dust up. It's like me and you on a Saturday night, right? I say we're going to go wild. You say we're not. We have a bit of a tussle and...
Just see who wins, eh?
Yeah. All right. Sometimes it's you, sometimes it's me. That's normally you. But that's what's going on. All right. Now this next candle will tell us who is actually winning.
Right.
Right. This moment in time, we don't know. But this one, if that stays in decision as well, but is not pushing down to make new lows in the face of a fierce downward move, that's telling you there's not a lot of sellers left.
Right.
Because if they were there, they would still be pushing it down, but they're not. There's just enough to hold, like treading water. And eventually, that'll give, and it'll have to pop up.
Right.
Right. So that's what's happening now, and you can see it because there's that tail there. It hasn't breached the base of this one, even though it's red. It's not enough to squeeze down it's just staying, and now you can see it's moving. All right, so for all I'm saying non-farm payroll is a dangerous day to trade, it is, if you don't know what you're looking for. Right, so your best bet, get in, get what you need, quit. Right, unless you can see something like this, what's going on, and then you can get maybe another bite of the cherry before 2:30 when the Americans come in, because what will happen is at 2:30 it's there open, and it could throw everything into the mix again, because there's a whole new batch of traders coming in.
So you've basically got an hour.
You've got an hour. So in the hour, you take your first one that's on offer, which I've shown you. If you see it again, fine, reload, get in, but get in with the idea of getting out, because every Friday you don't want to trade Friday. Friday is a terrible day. You don't want to be caught in a bad trade across a weekend, because Friday night the spreads are wide, so that means you've got to open your stops up. If you don't open your stops up, you'll get caught in the spread, you'll get caught in the gaps, and you just give your money to the market. But if you do widen your stops up and you're wrong, then the market's going to knock 7 bells out of you. So if you're a day trade like what we're doing here, it's not planned, get out. End the week flat. All right, and that's kind of what we're doing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for that to get to there, and we're not going to hold it to go any further, and then that's it. Weekend done. We'll have a jolly. Do it all again next week.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Okay, Twinkie Winky, we're coming to the end of this. It's 2:10 and it's pushed up right onto where we targeted, but it didn't quite get through the spread. But what you can do, you can just kill it manually when it gets close to it.
Right.
You don't have to wait for it to hit the target. See, sometimes you can just feel it. You can sort of, because look, I was telling you about the tails there. You can see tail on the top. It is nice bodied, so it could well push up. We've got our 50-60 quid. That's got 55, so there's another 100 and something, and there you go, job's done. All right, that's our day finished. We are now complete. So what I've done is I've kind of shown Wink the mechanics behind a non-farm payroll and sort of some of the deeper values that I look at, but ultimately not, well, I was going to say don't outstay your welcome, and that's exactly it. Now this may well run up, and its next point is here and the next one is there, so if you want you can take a screenshot of this and see if it runs up. But I was happy at this road point here, right? If the initial burst had got through, it would have bounced down and then come back up. I don't want to run this through the afternoon. Why be a hero? Why give my money back to the market? It's not my job. You want to be a hero? Say, I got in here and I held it for 100 points. Great. But when you go in there tomorrow and try and hold for 100 points and lose 200, who's the fool? Back to the original song. Fools rush in. If you're measured and you think about what you're doing, you can extract your money. But do it. That's our job. Our job is to take the money, not fight the market. All right. The longer we're in the market, the more it's going to fight us. So there we are. That's stalled pretty much bang on where I said it would. And what's it generated? Well, there you are. So we £2:15, £192 for 45 minutes work. That's it. All right. So I'm quite pleased with how that's gone. And even Winky went and got me another coffee because she's very good. I'll let you keep that.
Can I keep it? Can I?
Well, you called it, you keep it. But the deal is you spend it on a hotel trip away.
I can
So
do that.
you can do that. And that's one of the things. Now restrictions are winding down. We are able to go and enjoy our lives. And trading is what pays for it because it's our sole income. That and sort of the little bits and pieces that YouTube give us, which is not a great deal. But that's our income. It's how we earn our living. But our living is what gives us our life. And if you want to see a little bit more of it, do come down and check the Scruffy Squad out. You'll see exactly how I map a chart out, why I map it out, more importantly, and then take you through it. So I hope that helps. That's about the 38th or something like that non-farm payroll I've done. I've only ever lost 2. And even them, I just pulled it. Keep them methodical and you'll be fine. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.